Great. Hi, I'm Niki Cruz from Awards Radar, and today I'm sitting down with Ann Dowd, who plays Aunt Lydia on The Handmaid's Tale. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Doing really well.
Good. Where
You're
are you?
New York.
Oh, good. Great.
You're
Not a
terrific.
sunny day. It's freezing though,
Oh,
isn't it?
it's a little bit. It's overcast.
Oh, oh, okay. I see some clouds. Yes, I hear you. I'm in New York.
Oh, apart.
Chelsea.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, good,
But
good.
you're a terrific character actress. You've acted in film.
You.
Yeah, you've acted in film and television. I imagine television allows you to build a really interesting character arc. So I was wondering, do you gravitate more towards serialized work because of that, or?
Well, I've always chosen because of the role. You know, I've never had a situation like The Handmaid's Tale in which I've had 4 seasons to come to know a character. It's fantastic. I love that. That's a real privilege. Uh, but again, I wouldn't say I necessarily would choose one over the other, though I really love this. It just offers a chance to grow over time, and not rush it because really can't. Those changes happen gradually, so it's been a fantastic experience, and this is the first for me at this length, so it's great.
Did you know beforehand that you would get the chance to see Aunt Lydia's story like go over across 4 seasons in this way?
No, one never knows, right? I mean, to say, I don't think the green light happens. Well, it happens, you know, okay, you get you get the word, okay, we're going for another season, but that's not assumed. It's not taken for granted. You know,
Mhm.
it's really lovely that we know we have a fifth season. It's fantastic, which we all hope for. One always hopes for the next season. I mean, especially if you're playing a role you love. Um, but no, you find out as time goes on.
And Aunt Lydia is a character. She's strong in her convictions and she has complicated relationship with the
Yes,
handmaids.
I would agree.
She's very complex. What is the kind of response that you get from people?
Well, I think people pretty much think of her as really mean, really mean. I can't really argue there, I guess. But I think also, and this makes me happy, I think they also see someone who cares about the girls. There's a heart in there. Um, Misguided at times for sure, but there's a lot that factors in, and so I think both those things. I think that's how people see her. At least I hope so. It's funny, we were shooting, I think maybe season one or maybe season two, and I don't think of her as mean because then if you're playing the character, there's no point in
Mm.
judging her because you're not going to get anywhere. So you just sort of see it from her perspective. And I was reading the text of another scene, and the handmaids were talking about how horrible she is. And at first I just thought, what? Then I thought, Anne, who are you kidding? These are the handmaids. They're not big fans of Lydia. No, it was a funny moment of, oh, okay.
And there's, like you said, there's a large part of Aunt Lydia that believes she's doing good by these women.
Yeah.
So I was wondering, is it a challenge to play a character who's like almost living in her own reality to a certain extent?
And it's every good role is challenging, every good role, and the complexity of a character is always to come to know the complexity of a character is always the goal. uh, I think some of what she does, a good part of it, is about survival. um, when Gilead took over, it wasn't like, well, you can go back to your life or you can join us. It's like you die, you'll die, you'll be shot, and no one will think twice. Or you will step in here and you will put this on, and this is what you'll do. And I think Lydia is extremely clear on what the heck that means. Uh, and also, as you come to know Lydia, these girls, where did they marriage, oh, not today, I think I'll get a divorce, or abortion, God forbid. I just think she thinks of these lives of these young women as lost,
Mm.
really lost. And, you were headed for the gutter. Let's get real. Next step, heroin. Come on now. You didn't have any goals in your life. So come on over here. It's not come on over here. Come here. This isn't, she would never consider it rape. She would consider it an opportunity to bring a beautiful life into the world, in a world where the capacity for childbirth is diminishing. So be grateful that God has said, yes, you can carry a child. As to what kind of convincing she has to do for herself to get that to land consistently is a good question.
Yeah, and I mean, it goes back to unpacking this moral compass of this character. And you did say that you leave your judgment. How do you really unpack that?
Unpack the complexity?
Yeah, unpack the complexity, especially since there is no judgment there when you're in the performance.
Well, right. I mean, when we do things, I think in our lives, we either are doing what we feel is right, or we're convincing ourselves that what we're doing is right, that we have the right to do those things. The same with Lydia. From the outside, one might say, come on, lady, really? Not from her perspective. It's like, look, it's either this, girls, or you die. So what do you want? Let's get real here. It's not, Gilead is powerful and the men are in charge. So here's how we're going to get the job done. And plus, she has a heart, Lydia. She loves those girls. She really does. She feels caring towards them. She wants to help them. Now, it's not anybody else's version of helping someone.
Not at all.
We might say, you want to help someone? Get them out. Be part of the resistance. That's not how she sees it. But she has a heart. She does love these girls. She's tremendously attached to Janine, tremendously attached to June. She's very aware of what the heck's going on with these commanders. Come on now. Who do you think you are with your Jezebels and your sluts and your prostitutes? You all should be in jail. Okay, she can't do that, but she's extremely aware, very sharp. So put all those things together and you have a woman who's doing what Lydia's doing. And also, as she continues to become more and more attached to Janine or June or to any of them, that wall is going to crumble. It just, that's as it happens in life. Like when you could be raging with someone and then you take a minute to stand back and you say, what's the matter? How are you? What's wrong? And suddenly somebody breaks down and weeps and you realize, oh, I see why you're behaving like that. That's an extraordinary thing. If Lydia lets down that wall too much, she's going to have her hands full. I'm not saying she does, but she has love for these girls, and love is powerful.
Right. I mean, how is it to
lives? Yeah.
How is the partner with Elisabeth? Because those are some intense scenes, and they have this great call and response kind of relationship. So I was wondering, like, how is that whole experience?
Oh, it's the best. I love the way you said that, call and response. I love working with her. We've connected since the day one. She's terrific on every level. And we understand one another, and we understand the characters, and we're in sync about how they feel for one another. She can do anything, and I can do anything, and then we'll choose. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We come to it together on what makes sense. It's a tremendous pleasure.
With last season, I mean, we got to see her, as a school teacher at A Shot at Love. How was it as a performer to really contextualize her past with, the person that she is now?
Yeah, that was so, what is the word? This isn't the word, but it was so satisfying to me to come to know her in that period. I'm so grateful for the opportunity because it clicked. Do you know how somebody can give you a backstory and you'd be like, you might think that's what went on in her life, but I got news for you. everything made sense to me. The writers were just astonishing. And it was so helpful to be able to live that, not just in my head, but to experience it. And that tremendous shame and the loss of someone she could have really, really loved. And then to realize that her life has been so affected by shame. That's the primal response for her is, oh, I shouldn't have, what was I thinking? What was the matter? Oh no, I can't face it ever again, and I never will, and I hate everything, and that's it. The doors are shutting. Get out of my way, because we're not doing this ever again. It just sort of broke my heart actually for her.
Yeah.
Could have gone another way.
Yeah, it could have. The thing that I love about this show, it always speaks to the cultural moment somehow, unfortunately. What do you hope season 4 brings to viewers in the midst of this unfortunate time that we're in?
Well, I think a lot of things are going to fortify, for lack of a better word, the hopes and dreams and wishes for the wonderful people who watch this show, who've committed to it, because it's not an easy ride. And it's in very good hands, this show, all across the board. And so I think a lot of things that will happen will land very solidly and with tremendous yes to it. Do you know what I mean? I'm being vague because I can't really say specifically, but
of course, can't spoil it.
Tremendous season. Yeah, just put it that way. It is
a fantastic season.
Powerful. Yeah. Oh, you've seen it. What am I saying?
I've seen it, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I just think it's kind of astonishing. It's very, I've said this before, but I was in quarantine, in Toronto. You don't go anywhere for 2 weeks, and they're not kidding. Like, you don't leave. And I get it. Good for them. I was insane by day 5, but it's the way it is. And I'd be reading the scripts and I would literally put them down and say, oh my God, are you kidding me? Not because it was like, this is, how did they come up with this? It was like, this just the flow of it, I thought was really tremendous, really good.
Well, Anne, I wish I had more time with you, but
thank you so much. What a pleasure to speak with you.
Pleasure to you too.
Thank you.